Hi everyone, it's Justin with Voices for Voices. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the show. We're over 410 episodes and really just over 2 years, so it's pretty remarkable. We're reaching people all across the world, over 100 countries, over 1,000 cities. We're aiming to reach 300 countries and 3,000 cities. And along the way, we come across uh, people experiencing life, and that is what brings our guest with us today. Uh, we are grateful for her to take time out of her day to talk with us and share her experiences with us and the hopes to inspire people to come out of the shadows and feel like they can be empowered with whatever situation that they're going through. So our guest today is Sarah Davis. She is a resident of Kentucky, used to be a resident of Letcher County, Kentucky, used to work at the jail. She's a mother. She is just like I think any parent just wants what's best for her children uh, and that's really what brings us together today with this show and this conversation to have her share some of the ups and downs that she's had to experience, uh, and then we'll get into as much as we can. So thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Uh, Maybe you can go back uh, to the days of living in Letcher County and get into as much of the questionable activity that you feel comfortable sharing, because that's the goal. Is we want to help people, and we can't help people if we don't know kind of what's gone on.
I get that. Born and raised in Letcher County. My kind of learnings of what goes on in the county and what happens and what we all experience started at a very young age. So when I was 8 years old, my brother had gotten put in drug court, and that's where the beginnings of everything just kind of fell through. Once your family goes into the court system, it's almost impossible to get out, especially with how Letcher County's workings and dealings and systems are. If they keep you in it, they get more profit. So my brother went from 13, I think he was 13, all the way into adulthood in the legal system. And me and my other brother, my middle brother, we kind of learned from him. I mean, my middle brother, he got in a little bit of trouble growing up, but
Mhm.
we kind of tried to learn. And some of the people that was in our lives, like Taya Adams, and the people that came through, they all tried to teach me how not to go in the system, not what not to do wrong, and not to follow the same paths that they did. Because Ty, from even her early age, was took into the system, and then her children was put into the system also. So Letcher County has a way of using and abusing their people for their profit. I understood from a young age how corrupt our county was, just from being in the middle of it, from where my brother was in drugs. So obviously that put us around a lot of people, especially with the court system. And I knew it from a young age, but I just didn't know how bad it was until I worked in it. And then even afterwards, seeing all that I've witnessed while working at the jail, even seeing how they have tried to retaliate against me and slander my name, even with Miss H. see. I don't want to,
That's okay.
how they've kind of backstabbed us and how they've done us. It's cruel. Especially seeing that I'm in a custody battle. My ex-husband had decided in May of 2024, I think 20, yeah, 2024, to run off with my daughter after 3 years of hardly having any involvement. And we've been stuck in the legal system since, even with showing abuse videos. We have pictures, we have all the proof that you can ask for. And they've just kind of, they've drug us out to the point where it's going almost on 2 years. This happened in 2024, and they've had my children in danger for almost 2 years now. And it's, when is it going to stop? When are they actually going? When are they going to stop saying that they are the voices for our children, and they want the best for our children, but then they put our children in abusive situations? They take them from good homes and good mothers and good places, and they don't even know. They don't even know where my daughter is. The court system don't know where my daughter is. I don't know where my daughter is. Social services don't know where my daughter is. Where's my daughter?
Oh my gosh, that is, oh, I can't believe it. I
Yep.
mean, from, yeah, all the way around, from, social services to law enforcement. They don't know where she's at.
And they not even caring that they don't know where she's at.
So they're just like, okay, like,
Oh,
yeah,
she's with her dad. She's fine. Even though I've been able to show in every aspect, she's not fine. She's not safe. From
uh,
him, when he first took her, for the first year and a half of this, she resided at his mother's house. He
okay,
was taking her from me for his mom. And
okay,
then he got with a new girlfriend and wanted to play dad of the year and took her from his mother now. So from her being with his mom to being with him, the one time I got to see her, he brought her to court because he ripped her out of school.
mm,
He ripped her out of school and he brought her to court, and he wouldn't let her see me. He kept shoving her in his armpit and everything. And as we were leaving for court that time, I asked him, I said, "Can I at least hug her? You've not let me see her in months. At least let me hug her." And I got
mm,
to hug her, and his mom
mm,
had went to walk up to us, and he had and this was while we were still in the courtroom, not outside the courtroom. The judge had already moved on to the next case. Had a absolute tantrum, screaming, yelling, coming at us. The bailiff had to come and drag us out and everything, with my daughter screaming and crying in terror. When I got to hug her, you could feel that she had lost weight. I could feel that she was scared. The way that she clung on to me, we didn't want to let go.
mm.
But I still have hope, even with the legal system in Letcher County doing us how they've already done us. I have faith that now they're starting to open their eyes, because the court session that we had after that one, they finally started listening. After almost 2 years,
Mm.
they finally, plus a new judge, 2 years, gone through two judges, are finally starting to listen. So I have hope, but it's hard to have hope in a hopeless county.
Yeah, oh, that, I can't even imagine what that's like, and then to have that moment
To be
where,
alienated from your children for no legal reason, no reasons at all. It's as
mhm.
if I'm having to grieve my children who are alive. I'm having to grieve my babies as if they were gone. And how is that fair to me or them? They're having to grieve their mother and their other family as if we're no longer existent. And it just hurts them more.
Oh, it does. It's not good for anyone, but yeah, I mean, especially the children, uh, to, you kind of wonder what's going through her mind, and with you showing kind of the proof, and still
Nobody will
the
listen.
nobody will listen, and you have to wonder if your daughter, obviously she's probably being fed, brainwashing type of things like,
It's
oh,
it's
such a
hard to
bad.
imagine. What is she eating? What is she listening to? What is she having to witness? What is being done around her? I mean, that is heartbreaking as a parent to have to sit and just wonder and never getting an answer to.
And just the way things go, like, the last thing anybody wants is for somebody to disappear, whether it's an adult, whether it's a child.
Yep.
And I just, I, how do you, uh, how do you get through, uh, those days, like mental health wise, just emotional wise, like
I I won't lie, my mental health going through all this and being away from my babies, especially from where the holidays just passed, it's been hard.
mm,
It's been really hard. But I know that one day it's going to stop and I won't have to miss another one with them.
yeah. And that's one of the things we're hoping with, having you. And you're brave and courageous and inspiring to,
Thank you.
to step forward and to talk about this. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to have you on the show is, because we want to continue to spread that awareness of what's gone on in the past, but still what's going on in the
Currently,
present. And we, yeah, and in the future, we want that. We want the current to change, but definitely the
I want a
future.
better future for my children because the if the judicial system and the corrupt in our county is handling things how they are, who's to say that if we ignore what's happening, if we stay silent and we don't speak out about what they're doing to us and our children, it's just going to continue. They're going to do this to my children's children. They're going to do this to my great great grandchildren because the cycles will never end because they just put more corrupt in line in place of them who learn from them beforehand. Look at all the judges before. They kind of just get special picked and placed in. So it's I want better for my kids. I don't want my kids to have to worry on if they do something minimal, they're stuck in the court system for the rest of their lives. If this here having to fight with their father to get them home doesn't continuously keep them in the system. Once it don't matter what age they grab you from, once they place you in the system in Letcher County, you are forever in the system in Letcher County.
Oh man. And I'm sure there's so many different ways that they can do that that may seem innocent, like, oh, we're trying to help. But in
Yep.
the end, as you know, they're not. They're literally like, yeah, they're in the system where it's like, okay, we have new recruits in a sick way of,
Yep.
and the ages that this is starting out, talking with Taya and others of, being 14 I mean,
I was
and
very young watching them go through this in their young teenage years, and it's time for it to end. It's time. I mean, if you are willing to be silent, if you're willing to let it continue to go on, you're a part of it.
yeah,
You're just as liable for every damage that is done to these children as anybody, even to the adults. They they turned them into drug addicts. What just because of how the systems are in Letcher County and how things are with the mental damage that has been done to my children and the resources, the little resources they have for mental health. Statistically speaking, because of them, my children are likely to become drug addicts. It's
mm,
in their blood, it's in their DNA. And now they've got the mental health issues to put them in the crisis. So you're telling me you'd rather damage these children and create future drug addicts than to create stable adults and stable children so that way we can have a better county community future. I mean, the more we tear down these people, the more that we tear down these kids and communities, there is no community
that's right. Yeah, and so your time working at the
at the
the
jail.
jail, um, did you experience any I say any communication, but working with any of the judges, like Judge Mullins or any
Yes.
of the others through your
Yes.
time?
Judge
Okay.
Mullins at one point had asked me to go to one of his parties, and I
Okay.
declined. Um, there's a lot that goes on down there. And the biggest funny part about it, and because the people that worked at the jail, they retaliated by saying, I slept with the inmate, I did this and that. I was with a inmate. I was dating a inmate from another county. I
Hmm.
worked in Letcher County and he was an inmate in Pike County, a
Okay.
totally different jail. And when he was being transferred to our jail, I resigned from my position. So I did not sleep with an inmate.
Hmm.
All of my inmates from that current time that are out of jail can even tell you I did not sleep with an inmate.
Hmm.
I don't float that way. Pretty much everybody in that jail and the time of me working was my brother or sister or uncle anyways. I was grown up with all of them. So it's outrageous.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about what we learned with the I'm trying to think if it was Gemma or Brandy that brought up the Purdue Pharma with the opioids, uh, kind of clinics being set up like just about anywhere, and kind of to your point, getting people in the system, and um, just totally, people overdose and then they pass away, and it sounds like that no matter what route is looked at, whether it's children or whether it's the opioids or the parties that people felt like I have to go to, and you said no, I'm not going to do that. Uh, can you speak to any of that?
Um, with me saying no, I'm lucky that I was raised better and I wasn't in any legal trouble at that time. I'd worked there before my ex-husband had ran off with my daughter,
Okay.
but I guarantee the way that the strings would have been pulled, they probably would have tried something with him then. But they do use the drug crisis in Letcher County against people or to take them out. A lot of the girls were going to the judges' parties just for the drugs. A lot of them weren't being forced. A lot of them wasn't. It wasn't
Hmm.
a, oh, you come and do this and I'll take your charges. A lot of cases it was, but they like to use the drug crisis in the best of their abilities.
Ah.
Even down to with the inmates, with how they like do with the drug crisis in the jail. There is a tunnel from the girls' cell to the male cell that I tried the entire time that I worked there for them to let me block it so that way the cells would stop passing drugs and the girls would stop overdosing and all of it. And they
Mm.
refused. It's one of those things. Why would you get rid of something that's producing you money?
Right.
It's bringing them back into the jail once they leave. It's shoved down your throat.
Wow. Yeah. And that's just another way to keep people in the system, because if they
Hmm.
know who's going through the tunnel and who's sharing, and people are overdosing, and it didn't and doesn't seem like there's a lot of attention being paid to helping people, which is what a person would think from a judge and a system and child services, that they would actually do their job.
But even with child services, when I showed them, so whenever they started my supervised visitation with my daughter, I had even showed social services the all the evidence that I had even explained to them how he had obtained her, and they even said, "How did how does he even still how does he have her? How did this happen? You have no reports on you. You've never had any allegations of abuse. Like, how is this happening?" And I was like, "How? You guys tell me. Like, you
Yeah,
guys
tell
are a
me.
part of this, and you guys are supporting him in court. So you tell me."
Hmm. Wow. It's just man, it's so. I mean, it's, well, now it's 2026, but it's just crazy to think that this much, I say, corruption, whatever the term to use, is going on in all facets of life. I think, yeah, we've talked to several of the girls and the ladies that have gone through, and uh, oh, Nicole Hidalgo, she was saying uh, about being followed,
Oh, we've
waiting at
been
the bottom of the
followed.
hill.
We've been harassed. There was one point a few months ago that a state policeman from Hazard, my grandfather lives in Somerset, Kentucky. So they
Okay.
drove all the way from Hazard, Kentucky. They drove an hour and a half, 2 hours to come to my grandfather's house to ask me to come to the London, which is 30 minutes from my grandfather's, to come to the London State Police Post to come and conduct an interview with one of the Hazard troopers.
Yeah.
I asked them, I was like, why are you guys coming 2 hours away when you guys could have sent one of the state policemen from the post in London to come speak to me? And why are you guys not doing the interview in my home? And I told them that I wasn't comfortable with doing it without a lawyer. And
Mm-mm.
they spent like 15 minutes trying to convince me, oh, you don't have to have a lawyer, you're not in trouble, you don't have to worry about it, we're just wanting to ask a few questions. And I was like, exactly, I might not be in trouble walking in, but it takes one wrong word, just one, and you guys are going to have me and I'll never be seen again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, not
That
even to
is.
mention that the state police post, they wanted to come and do the interview instead of doing the interview at my house like they did with everybody else.
Mm,
They wanted me to come to a police post that was under construction,
oh.
full construction. So, what was their plan?
That is just incredible. Yeah. Well, what's the deal there? They couldn't even say, "Well, we'll take you. We'll go to a different police station." It's like, no, come to where literally you can't.
The
There's
thing that
just.
had scared me the most was from where they were doing the interviews with everybody at their homes or meeting them in a public space. But you're wanting me to come to your all's territory, and then what's going to happen? During the time of them wanting me to do that interview is when that lady had just disappeared over in Pike County after they went in on her and abused her. So I was terrified. I'm still terrified. They could still retaliate against me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and it's scary to think. Oh, I mean, it's just scary to think like that's even possible. Like you said, you walk in and it's like you don't know if like you're going to be able to walk out on your own
In our group of
reconnaissance.
people, we have found GPS trackers attached to our vehicles. People
Oh,
has tampered with our vehicles. We have been followed. I mean, the list goes on, and it's scary. My mom, Taya, her husband Dusto, just bought mom a taser and all kinds of self defense things, and I was
yeah.
like, good, because when I'm not there, you need to be able to defend yourself. It's a scary time because if you're one of the people willing to step up and go against them and tell their wrongdoings and trying to put a stop to it, they want to put a stop to you. They'll even send people to come to date you to talk or be your friend, and they'll slowly start bit by bit. Well, why don't you stop doing YouTube? Why don't you stop doing these interviews? Why don't you stop with this corruption stuff? It's just making you look silly. And
Mm.
it's like, okay, which one sent you? Like, which one of them sent you?
Yeah. And we were talking to Nicole, and she mentioned that she showed up at some scenario at I can't think of the name of the restaurant where the judge and the sheriff ate
Yeah.
at. But she was meeting somebody there, and she was just hanging out, uh, and they tried to like roofie her basically of put something in her drink,
Yeah.
and it was just like, oh my gosh,
They will drug you. They will overdose you. They will hot shot you. They will make you disappear. From where my biggest like scare with it is if they pull you over and per se you're by yourself, you're gone.
Oh,
And little Nicole, look how small she is.
oh yeah.
I mean, it's a scary time to live in. Whenever I'm referring or somebody's asking me about where I live at, I tell them that it's the wild, wild west because anything can
Hmm.
happen.
Oh yeah. What would you tell what would you tell people that are going through a similar situation? And it's awful to even think, but there, unfortunately, there may be other areas or people
There's a lot of
that.
people that go through the same scenarios, even in different ways. I would say to stay strong and keep up hope, even whenever they make and take and abuse and they do all these things to you. Yes, it hurts in the moment. Yes, it's hard in the moment. But what they're wanting to do is to push you to fail. They're wanting to push you to give up. They're wanting to push you to take your life or give your life to drugs. They're wanting you to do those things so that way they've got you. They want you to fail. So just keep up the hope and keep up your strength and think about your kids, think about your family, think about the future of our community or your community, whoever's community, wherever you are. Just keep up hope and strength.
I mean, you have incredible strength. I mean, I don't even know what I would do if I was in your shoes.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Uh, of having that positive outlook. Like it's easy to say. It's easy to, tell people, oh, well, just be positive, just go for a walk or just do this or
It's
that.
hard to.
But it's hard, yeah, when you're actually going through it yourself. It's like, all right, I'm trying these things.
I have a
Uh,
lot of friends or family that ask me like, "What can I do for you? What can I do, or how can I make it better?" And the only answer is there is no making it better. There is nothing you can do but fight. It's the same thing as fighting cancer. If you get a cancer diagnosis, are you going to buckle under and give up and let it win? No. I know I didn't. My mama didn't. My papa didn't. Anybody that I know, you don't give up, you fight. God gives you that strength to lead you through every battle that you're supposed to go through. And those battles that you're going through for a reason, a purpose to make you the person that you're supposed to be for the future.
I'm so happy you just said that. Like I don't want to bring it up because when you talk about faith and everybody's got, their either higher power
Yeah.
or,
My higher power is God.
yeah, same here. And that's kind of the way I look at it too. That like there's got to be a reason, like that I'm still here.
Yep.
Uh,
Everything that I have been put through my entire life, even through childhood, has made me the woman that I am supposed to be for my children, for myself, to provide for myself, and the woman that I'm supposed to be. It takes me down the path I'm supposed to go. And the way that I always looked at it, the path that God sets for us is kind of like the tree of life. It's
mhm.
got many little branches and paths and ways and little forks, and it's up to us. He gives us the path. It's whether are we going to walk it the way that he wants us to. So we have our times of veering off and going off on a little branch, and
Mhm.
but he sets the path for us. It's up to us to listen and obey.
Yeah, and it's so hard to do that
Oh, it
because
is.
I even sometimes the question, like, what am I doing here? And what like
Why am I
so
here? Why is
so
this
many, yeah,
happening?
yeah, so many other people have been taken and not, well, that too, the trafficking, but
It
just in
wasn't God
general,
that took my kids. It wasn't God that put the power in them to take them. It was the devil. It
it,
was it
yep.
was the other forces. God wouldn't put forth that. He is here for us, and he sets our paths. And he does mighty miracles in our lives, but he's not going to interfere with our choices and things like that.
Yeah, and I even think just this interview and us talking, that this is happening for a reason too, to get out to help at least I mean, if it's
Even if
gonna
it
help a
helps just
lot,
one single person
yeah, then that's one less person that has to
feel
go
alone.
through. Yeah, and I think of, if there's a person that is on the ledge or thinking about like, what am I here for? That that there's a reason.
There's a reason. You're
There's a
here for a
reason.
reason. What you just went through and that pain you just went through is meant to put a fire under your hind end to get you in gear to do what you're supposed to be doing. There's
That's
time when you're going through something hard, especially like I've had to take time and make myself realize I have to take time for myself and breathe and allow what's happening to unoverwhelm me because it becomes overwhelming. You have to realize and steady yourself and go, okay, let's control what we can control for the moment and we'll come back to this. So don't take everything head on everything at one time. Control what you can and let go of what you can't because God's going to lead you to get through it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is so prophetic and yeah, because there's so many things come at us and get in our head, and we think about it for a minute or two or a few seconds, and then the next thing comes, and then it's it's trying to take care of the things that you can control, and that the ones that you can't, that maybe someday you'll be able to, or somebody will come along, or it'll just go by the wayside and be like, oh,
But
like
I
I could.
really hate to have to jump off here, but I got to take my little girl to go meet her friend.
No, no, that's perfect. We're good with timing. I just wanted to say thank you, Sarah, for joining us on the show. Is
Thank
there
you for
any?
having me.
You're welcome. Is there any like parting thought you want to share?
Just to keep hope and keep strength. Whenever they're trying to silence you, they're trying to silence you for a reason. Keep your voice up and keep doing what God is meaning for you to do.
Excellent. Thanks, Sarah. We'll get you the links as we get it all put together, and
Thank
it'll be
you.
going up on socials. And thank you for uh, coming on the show and being so strong and so courageous for others. So
Thank
we'll
you so
see you.
much.
Yeah, we'll see you.
It's nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.